I'm back, y'all, again. But this time, we're doing another talking down journal entry video because I just decided that I'm gonna do like a mix of the journal entry videos, podcast vibe, and also like me doing like random stuff like doing my makeup, reading Reddit stories, or trying a new hairstyle, stuff like that. So we're gonna do like a mix of both just so we're not sitting here bored the whole time. Not only that, but also not like I don't have to come up with so many ideas to do something fun all the time. Okay, now that we got that out the way, today's episode is about derealization. If you watched my other video, you know that I've low-key been dreading this, but I've realized with derealization, the only way to get rid of it is to do things that scare you. Same with anxiety. The only way to get rid of it is do the thing that you're scared of, do the thing that makes you uncomfortable. So here we are. And I feel like I have a lot to say because a lot of people don't talk about it. And a lot of people don't know what it is. I'm here to tell you what it is and all that crap. So get buckled in because might be a long one, to be honest. If you see me looking over here a lot, it's because my laptop's over here and I have like notes so I can stay on track of what I'm talking about. First, I'm going to start off with what is derealization. So here's a definition from ChatGPT, okay? Derealization is the feeling that the world around you is not real. It can feel like you're in a dream or that the people, places, and things around you are somehow artificial, foggy, or distant. So yeah, basically derealization makes you feel like you're not there. Like you're not in your body. You're in your body but you're not connected to it. Like you're disconnected from the world. Everything feels fake, but it's not, and that's the weird part. Anyway, when you're experiencing derealization, it might feel like you're in a movie or that everything around you is flat, blurry, or altered in some way. You may feel like you're viewing the world through a glass or filter, and you may have trouble connecting with the environment around you. So basically, a good example of how it feels is basically like you're in a video game or you're using a VR headset and you can see like the character's arms and stuff, but you know it's not connected to you, and the things you're looking at, you know, are not your reality. So you feel like disconnected, like third person. You don't feel fully connected. And that's what it feels like, and that's what I struggle with. There's also a difference between derealization and depersonalization, and this is what depersonalization is. Derealization is the feeling of detachment from your own body or thoughts, as if you're an outside observer of yourself. You might feel like you're watching your life rather than living it. When experiencing derealization, you might feel like you're disconnected from your body, like you're looking at yourself from the outside, or you might feel like you're not real. Your thoughts and actions can feel automatic or distant. An example of this is you might look at your hands and think, are these really my hands? I literally had that exact same thought when I was in my art class one day. I looked at my arm and was like, is that connected to me? This does not feel connected to me. I feel very disconnected from my own body, and it would freak me out, and then I would cry and then want to go home. So yeah. But basically depersonalization is the feeling of being disconnected from your body. Like your body does not feel like yours. And then derealization is the disconnect of external things. So like say you're outside and like you look at the tree, but like you don't feel like the tree is real, you know? It's so hard to explain. No one will understand it unless you're experiencing it. That's why getting a therapist wouldn't really help, because if the therapist isn't experiencing it on their own or hasn't experienced it, they're not going to understand. It's just something you will not understand unless you're experiencing it. Here are the differences. With derealization, the problem is with the external world. Things around you don't feel real, as though you're not solid or somehow strange. Then depersonalization is the issue with yourself. You feel detached from your own thoughts, body, or identity, almost like you're outside your body watching yourself. Sometimes derealization and depersonalization occur together, which is called DPDR, which is depersonalization derealization disorder. That's what I got! That's what I got! Aren't you guys so happy for me? I'm not happy for me because it's hell. It's hell. It's not fun. And no one understands how bad it is unless they are going through it. And you can't make anyone like understand truly. And that's the part that sucks. My knowledge of it is that it's the fight or flight mode, but instead of fight or flight, it's freeze in your mind. Instead of fight or flight, where you just like fight or you run away, your brain just freezes. Everything just freezes and it doesn't feel real. So yeah, here's what it can be caused by. I'm starting off with like the like notes and stuff so you guys like understand it first before I explain it. It can be caused by stress and anxiety, trauma, mental health disorders, or substance use. Some of the symptoms of it are feeling detached from the world. The environment and surroundings might feel unreal, dreamlike, or foggy, like the world is a movie, not quite real. Objects may appear distorted in size, color, or shape. Altered perception of time. Time can feel distorted. It may feel like you're moving very slowly or speeding up. You could feel like you're stuck in the moment. Unfamiliarity with surroundings. Places you know well, like your home, work, or familiar streets might feel strange, distant, or unrecognizable. Feeling like you're watching from the outside. It might feel like you're an observer of your surroundings rather than an active participant. Distorted sounds and colors. Sounds may seem muffled, distorted, or too sharp. Colors or lights may seem more vivid or dimmed than usual. Numbness. Emotional experiences might feel distant or flat. Not that you're necessarily feeling numb, but that the emotions don't seem as real or intense as they normally would. Feeling detached from your own body. Feeling like a robot. Unreal perception of self. You may feel like you're not real or that your identity is somehow altered. Distorted sense of time. Feeling like you're in a dream. Physical sensations can feel unreal. Out-of-body experiences. In extreme cases, some individuals may feel like they have an out-of-body experience where they can see themselves from above or from a third-person perspective. I never had that. I always looking at myself through my eyes, but I just didn't feel connected to myself. Is basically what was going on. Also, some more symptoms are both conditions can lead to confusion, memory problems, or difficulty concentrating. Anxiety and panic. Derealization and depersonalization often occur high levels of anxiety because the sense of reality or self is so disrupted. This can lead to panic attacks, as it can be terrifying to feel detached from your surroundings or identity. Me! That's how I developed health anxiety. Distorted reality and control. Both experiences leave individuals feeling like they've lost control over their body, their thoughts, and their perception of the world around them. How these symptoms affect daily life. Difficulty connecting with others. Emotional numbness and avoidance. And this is not a fun time because I remember I would sit with my family at dinner. Like, we would be at a restaurant at dinner and I would look around and be like, is this my family? Like, it doesn't feel like it's my family. Not that I felt like I was sitting with strangers, but like I didn't have like emotional like connection to the people around me. And I was like, this is weird. Like, I know this is my family, but I feel like maybe I'm just watching someone else's life with their family. Like, that's what it felt like. And it was not fun. And then I would cry and have a meltdown, have a panic attack, and then we would be fine for a couple hours, and then it would come back because I was so scared of it. It was like this never-ending cycle because you experience derealization. Then in my case, I got scared of that feeling because it made me think I was dead. I thought I was like dead and like watching my life, but it wasn't really happening. I was just watching it. And then I got scared of that feeling. So then after it was over, I'd be like, oh my god, I never want that to happen again. Oh my god, I'm gonna do everything in my possible, like I'm gonna do anything possible for that not to happen again. And then I would think about it so much that it would lead to it happening again, and I just kept thinking about it, fearing it, thinking about it, fearing it, and then it would come because I was manifesting it. So like the more I thought about it, the more it would happen because the more I was scared of it, basically. Now I'm going to talk about my experience and how I developed it, because I just wanted to get out of the way like what it is, the symptoms, how it's caused, all that, so like you can understand. I hate to talk about my experience with it because it triggers it, but we're gonna do it for y'all because I feel like it needs to be said. People need to know about it more because no one does. Like, I had no idea what it was when I got it, and it wasn't like a known thing. So let's do this. So how I got derealization. So it was like summer going into like grade 10, I think. Yeah, and I smoked weed, and do I regret it with all my life? Yes, but I did that, and this is like a common thing for people who have derealization because it I think it stems from that feeling of being high. I don't really know. Maybe other people who smoke and stuff don't feel this way when they're high. I don't know, but for me, I had that derealization feeling when I got high, and it freaked me out. It scared me so bad, and I hated it. After that, and it was like it was literally like a week after I had smoked weed, and I still had that feeling, and I was like, this isn't normal. Something's not right. What if I like damaged something in my brain? This is the health anxiety talking. What if I damaged something in my brain and now like I'm slowly dying, and like I was just worrying. And I remember looking up on Google, I was like, can you still be high after like 2 weeks? Like, what is going on? And of course Google was like, no, you can't. In the beginning, I didn't really like worry about it. Like, I did live my life for like those couple months, like feeling not real, but I decided like to ignore it because I was like, if I just ignore it, maybe it'll go away. But then I had it for months, and I couldn't handle it, and it started to freak me out because I'd be like, I literally went on a walk with my school for gym class, and we were doing like a 2 mile walk, and I was walking with them, and I was like, oh my god, I don't feel real right now. I feel like I'm watching someone else's life right now. Like, am I dead? I remember thinking, am I dead? And this is what I'm seeing? And this is not what's actually happening? And it freaked me out so bad, so bad. And I immediately was like, what if I just like texted my dad right now and asked him to pick me up? But we were in the middle of a walk, and it was my last period. So I was like, nah, I just gotta ride it out. But I remember like freaking out, and I was like going through it. I was going through it. I couldn't take it anymore. It had been probably like a couple months. It couldn't have been more than like 5 months. Maybe it was even less than that because I don't really remember. I just remember it had been a bit, and I remember me, my mom, and my dad. We went in the car and we went to a gas station, and we were getting like drinks because they had like cheaper drinks at this one gas station, and it was this like I was just feeling like the way before I knew what it was, I would describe it as feeling dizzy. Like, I said I felt dizzy, but in reality I didn't. I just felt disconnected. I felt detached from myself, but I didn't know that. So I thought maybe I was just feeling dizzy. I wasn't. Even when I said I feel dizzy, like, I knew that's wasn't the right word to use. I didn't feel dizzy. I knew that, but like there was no other word I could find that would like describe how I felt. So I just said dizzy. And I started crying. I went to Wendy's to get food, and then I was crying, and then my dad was talking to me on the couch, and I don't know how it came up, but I was like, I smoked weed. He's like, what? No, I said I did something bad or something, and then he's like, what did you do? He's like, did you smoke weed? And I was like, yeah, and I started bawling because I knew I was gonna get in trouble for it, but I had to tell him. I was getting to the point where I was like, I feel so like out of my body and so detached, and I feel like the weed was the problem. So I knew I had to tell my dad that I did that so he could help me figure out what was going on in my head. After I had smoked the weed, I didn't figure out what it was. I just knew something was wrong. So that's when I told my dad that I smoked weed because I thought maybe me keeping the secret is what's making me feel this way. It made me feel a little bit better to get it off my chest so I didn't feel like a terrible daughter because it was eating at me for months. Like, I couldn't handle it. So then I told my dad, and then after I told him and I still felt that way, I was like, I'll give it a couple weeks, and if I still feel this way, like, I need to figure out what's wrong. And then after that, I still felt that way. So I was like, it's definitely not that reason. It's definitely not because I didn't tell him. It's something's going on. So then I started researching, and I found derealization through my research, and I didn't ask Google because I knew if I asked Google what it was, it would start to freak me out, and then I would think that I'm gonna die. So I looked it up on TikTok, And some girl was like, yeah, it's an out of body feeling. It can stem from smoking weed sometimes, or like panic disorders, or like trauma, PTSD. I was like, oh, okay. And then in the video, she told me, don't go searching it up because you're going to find people who have had it for years, and then you're going to feel all doom and gloom, and you're going to think it's the end of the world. I was like, okay. So I watched like 2 TikToks on it, and was like, I'm not looking it up on Google, because if I look it up on Google and find out people have had it for 20 years, I'm literally going to die. So that's when I was like, okay, I think I have derealization. And I was still going to school at this time. Like, I was freaking out and still going to school. And then it got to a point where it was so bad that I kept coming home from school. My parents asked me, they're like, why do you keep coming home from school? Like, what's going on? So then I told my dad, I started crying, and I was like, I don't know, I just don't feel real, and I feel like I'm dead, and I don't know what to do. Like, something's not right. I don't feel good. Like, I don't know, it just feels like I'm disconnected from everything. And my dad's like, what are you talking about? Like, he was trying to figure it out because he didn't understand what it was, and it was so hard to explain. I remember trying to explain it to him, and he still didn't get it. And I was like, oh my god, it's one of the things that like is the hardest thing to explain, and that's why it makes it even more lonely, because it's so hard to explain. And I was like, I don't know. And then I used the example, it feels like I'm in a video game and I'm living the person's life, but like I don't feel attached to them. Like, you have a VR headset and you know that this is your body in the game, but you don't feel like connected to it. Like, I felt disconnected from every single thing, every person, every place, everything, blah 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 blah. Like, literally everything I felt disconnected from. And it was freaking me out, and it was not a fun time. I was so in my head all the time. And I know I was, but people would tell me that I was like so in my head. Like, my dad was like, before you used to be like so in your head. Like, I would look at you in the back seat and you would just be sitting there like looking off into the distance with the saddest look on your face. I'm like, yeah, because I was so in my head. I still am sometimes, but like I was always in my head. I was never actually present. I didn't know how to be present because all I was thinking about was, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel that way again. I don't want to feel that way again. And guess what? I felt that way again because I kept thinking about it. Like, it's one of those things that if you keep thinking about it, it's going to happen. It's just gonna happen. There's no way you're manifesting it in your head. So yeah, it was pretty much hell. It was pretty much hell for me on Earth. Hell on Earth was not fun a time. And I'm not even explaining it as well as I would want to. And like, I'm not really getting it across how bad it was, because there's no words can explain how bad it is. No words can explain how bad it is. It's just terrible, and you won't understand unless you've experienced it. There's no way you would know. Like, you don't understand. No one will understand unless you've experienced it. And if you experienced it, my heart goes out to you, because it's not a fun time. It's not a fun time. It affected my day-to-day activities like throughout every single day. Like, one of the things about derealization is that your eyes, I said this in the one about me leaving school, but your eyes are on hyper focus mode because your body's in survival mode. Like, it's the same equivalent as if I was being chased by a bear. I would feel the same way being chased by a bear as I did when my derealization was at its height, because it's the same thing. My body's in survival mode. It's just there is no danger at the moment, and my body thinks there is, but there isn't. Your brain convinces you that there's a problem. Like, you know that there isn't, but like it's telling you something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong, and it's so hard not to believe it. And that's why I developed health anxiety, because my mind, like, when I was experiencing derealization, my mind went straight to, oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god, something's wrong. Oh my god, I don't feel real. And then it led to like me thinking, oh my god, what if I have a brain tumor? What if my brain is slowly dying and I don't know it? Like, it just kept leading on to like more things to worry about, because my mind was so used to believing the first scary thought that came to my mind. Like, I was easily convinced by the negative thoughts, and the positive thoughts were harder to believe. Sometimes they still are to this day, but it didn't affect my relationships. It did affect school because I left, but that's the other episode where I explained all that. But It didn't affect my relationships. I know I would get snappy with certain people because I would be going through it. Like, I remember I was in art class and my friend, I was like going through it in my head. I was just like this, like sitting there on my desk. Like, you could tell I was stressing. And my friend sitting next to me, she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She's like, "Is something wrong?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine." Like, I gave her an attitude because I was so in my head. One of the things about derealization for me was that I didn't know I had an attitude because I was so focused up here that I wasn't thinking about what was coming out of my mouth. And it's no excuse for me to be disrespectful to anyone. I wasn't disrespectful. I just had like an attitude when I would say certain things because I was going through it so bad and I was on the edge of crying my eyes out. So, if I was disrespectful to any of y'all that are watching this, because I know my family's watching, but if I was disrespectful or gave you like a snappy attitude, it was most likely because I was going through it, okay? It was most likely because I was too in my head, because I was thinking so much about what was happening here that I wasn't thinking about what was coming out of my mouth at all. And to me, it didn't sound rude because I wasn't thinking about it. I was just like trying to get an answer out real quick so I could go back to thinking about what's going up here and try and fix it. But there was no way of fixing it, and I didn't know it at the time. But yeah, that was one of the things that gave me. I had an attitude sometimes, and I remember my dad telling me that, and I was like, "Really?" Like, when he told me that, I was like, "Really?" I had no idea, but now I can see it. So yeah. It was either that or I looked really sad because I was feeling sad, so I knew it was on my face. I knew it. Once I told my parents about it, my dad was really trying to like understand it. Like, he would come in my room, we would sit and have talks about it, and he would like try and get me to explain it, but as much as I could explain it to him, he would not be able to understand. And also, I hated talking about it because it triggered it, especially at its peak. Like, it triggered it to the max. So I didn't like to talk about it for too long. So, I remember one time he pulled up this article, and I told him, I was like, "I think I have derealization." He's like, "What is that?" And then he looked it up, and he looked up this article, and it was like listing the symptoms, and he was asking me like, "Do you feel this way? Do you feel this way?" And I was like, "Yep, feel every single thing that's on that list 100% of the time." And he's like, "Yeah, you definitely have this then." Not only was that a problem for me, but as that was happening, I remember um my health anxiety was developing too. So I was not only freaking out about not feeling real, but I was freaking about dying. So whenever I'd have like panic attacks or like cry about certain stuff, like I could tell the difference if it was health anxiety or derealization. So I remember I was in the car with my dad and I started crying because I felt so bad. He's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just I feel like I'm scared to die all the time, and like I just I'm scared of anything that could happen to me that's health related." And he just thought it was the derealization, but not only was it that, it was on top of that health anxiety. So I had not feeling real, and then I had being scared of dying on top. So I had both at the same time. So it was like a double hell for me. Like, someone said, "Oh, she got this now? We're gonna give her a second piece of hell to just like live with so she can figure it out on her own." So yeah, I just kind of like got screwed because I started to freak out about not feeling real, and then I was scared that I was dead. So then I developed a fear of death, and then that led to everything health related. It literally took up all of my mind space all the time. Like, I had nothing else that I was thinking about. Like, if I was sitting in the corner and just staring at a wall, 100% I was thinking about derealization or how I'm gonna die or a possible way of death for me that day. Like, I was thinking about it 24/7 and I was scared. I was thinking about all the possible ways I could die so I could avoid them. And then it came to a point where I avoided everything and just sat in my room and did my schoolwork online. Like, it literally makes you distance yourself because you're so scared of anything happening to you and you're so scared of feeling not real again that it's the only thing you think about. So all you're thinking about is how to avoid it. And avoiding it is basically sitting in your room by yourself. And sometimes it doesn't make it better, sometimes it does. Like, for me, I think I needed that. But for some people, if you distance yourself too much, you will make it worse. Thank God I have my family around me, but like, I knew that I couldn't distance myself too much because I knew it would get to a point where I would have no one and nothing, and all I'd be thinking about is all the ways I could die. That's why I'm going back to school, because I am not trying to sit here any longer and think about all the ways I could die and not feeling real, okay? I'm also at a point where, like, I don't feel that way anymore, but I don't want to lead back to that, because if I distance myself too much, girl, I'm probably just gonna, like, worry myself to the point of death, okay? It's not fun. Also, another thing is it can be connected to genetics, because both my parents have, like, mental struggles. Like, my mom has depression and anxiety, my dad has borderline personality disorder. So obviously it could come from one of them, probably my mom, because she has anxiety, but also my dad has borderline personality disorder, and he says that he experienced derealization and still does, but he didn't know he was experiencing it until I said that I was experiencing it. And even when I told him, he was like, what? Like, he was trying to understand it. He didn't realize until, like, a year of me experiencing it that he had it too. So I was like, oh, so basically maybe it came from both of y'all. So yeah. But this is what ChatGPT says. Yes, genetics can play a role, but it's not the only factor, obviously. So if mental health issues like anxiety and depression or PTSD run in the family, you might be more likely to experience derealization or depersonalization. Sensitivity to stress. Some people are more sensitive to stress because of their genes. I am sensitive to conflict. That's one thing about me, is I am so sensitive to conflict. All my childhood, all I tried to do was avoid it. I don't know why, but I'm so sensitive to conflict. Like, I will do anything to avoid it. And I think that's where my anxiety started, because I did have anxiety all my life, like, even when I was a kid, but it wasn't to this extreme where it was, like, bothering my life and, like, affecting me day to day. Like, it would only affect me when there was, like, conflict. And I was basically like the peacemaker, the mediator as a kid, because I hated conflict. I'm so sensitive to people's, like, energies and stuff, because I'm an empath. So I kind of, like, I can feel the energy of people real easily, and I'm very sensitive to it. And that's why immediately when I feel upset, I cry, or I feel uncomfortable, I cry, because I'm sensitive to energy, and I'm sensitive to conflict and, like, not other people's emotions, but, like, I'm just, like, very sensitive to situations and tension and stuff like that. It's not a fun time for me. So as a kid, all I tried to do was avoid conflict. I became a people pleaser because of it. So that's where my anxiety started, but that's another video. But that's where my anxiety started. It came from trying to avoid conflict and being a people pleaser, and then when my derealization and health anxiety came, that's when it affected my day-to-day life. So yeah, but the whole, like, people pleasing thing and, like, my anxiety from my childhood, like, that's a different episode. That's more to it, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. Like, when I was a kid, my anxiety didn't affect me really. It only affected me in certain situations. But my health anxiety, my derealization affects me all day, and it affected me every day, all day, for, like, a good year. Maybe even more, because it's literally 2 years since this whole experience happened to me, and let me just say, it was not a fun time, okay? Also, brain chemistry. Genetics can affect the chemicals in your brain that control emotions and stress response. This can make you more likely to dissociate during stress or trauma. Genetic link to trauma and disassociation. If someone in your family has traumatic experiences and developed dissociative symptoms, you may be more likely to experience the same. I feel like it is kind of connected to my parents, but that's not the whole reason why I have it. I definitely have my own, like, traumas and stuff that led to it, but also my genes and stuff, like, could probably have a part in it. I think it has a little part in it. Here are some examples of times where I literally thought I was going crazy. We only have a couple because I don't really remember all of them. One thing about my derealization is I remember thinking, like, I remember the past feeling like a distant memory, like a memory that would happen like a week ago felt so long ago, like it was like a fogged memory in my brain. Like, and that's another symptom, like memory issues. Like, I remember I would think back to what happened last week, and I would be like, why does it feel so far away? Why does it feel so distant and I almost can't remember it? and it would freak me out because I thought I was losing my memory and losing my mind, but my mind was just on hyper aware survival mode, so it wasn't like letting me experience life calmly. So yeah, that's another symptom, is like, oh, not memory loss, but like feeling like memories are so far away when they literally happened like yesterday. It freaked me out real bad. I thought I was developing memory loss. And I was like, guys, I'm only 16. Why is this happening to me? Like, I would freak out, but we're good now. An example is I would look in the mirror at myself and it would freak me out. I couldn't look at the mirror for like a week one time because I looked in the mirror and I saw myself and I was like, that's not me. Why does that not feel like me? It feels like I'm looking at someone looking at themselves in the mirror. Like, it didn't feel like it was me looking at myself in the mirror. I felt so disconnected that I thought it, to me, it felt like I was watching someone else look at themselves in the mirror. And it freaked me out so bad that I didn't look at the mirror for like a week. And even sometimes when I'm like editing these videos or like looking at videos of me or looking at pictures, or once in a while if I look in the mirror, if I pay too much attention to it, I can feel like I'm not looking at me, I'm looking at someone else. Like, it doesn't feel like it's me. And even like looking, like when I edit these videos, the last time I edited a video, I was watching it, and I started to like think too deeply about what I was doing, and thinking too deeply about looking at myself, that it didn't feel like I was looking at me, and it freaked me out. But I just ignored it. I'm better at ignoring it, and it doesn't affect me as much. But let me tell you, it's not a fun time. But yeah, I would just look at myself sometimes and feel like it wasn't me that I was looking at. And it didn't feel like I was in that situation. I was looking at someone else that was in that video. Like, it felt like I was looking at, I don't know, if you look at a video of like your cousin and it doesn't feel like you because it's not you. Like, that's what it felt like. Felt like I was looking at a video of like someone else, like maybe like a friend or like a celebrity. Like, it literally felt like it wasn't me. Anyway, going on the class walk and like feeling I was dead, yeah, that was not a fun time. That happened a lot because we did walks like that, 2 mile walks, and I would always think like, oh my god, what if something happened right now? What if I fainted? Like, I was so convinced that something was gonna happen to me because I felt so out of my body and so disconnected. It would freak me out, so I would think, oh my god, what if I'm about to faint? Maybe I'm about to faint. Never fainted in my life. How would I know? I wouldn't know. It's just my brain immediately went to something negative, so I would panic. So I needed to calm down. Moral of the story is I just needed to calm down this whole time, but I didn't know that. And then I explained eating dinner with my family and feeling like they weren't my family. Not that they weren't my family, but like, I didn't feel like I was in the room with them, and I didn't feel like emotionally connected to them like they were my family. If that makes any sense. It might not make, if none of this makes sense to you, it's because you have to experience it to know, and I do not wish that you experience it because it is literally hell in your own mind. Like, I don't think anyone will understand, and it's probably like one of the worst things in this world, and there's no way to fix it. No way to fix it. And so I remember looking it up. Some people go on like medications and stuff, but a lot of the medications they prescribe are for like depression. Like, there's no specific medication for it. They just give you like an anxiety pill or like a depression pill and say, hope this works. Like, no, I remember I was like, maybe I need to go on some type of medication. But then when I looked it up, I was like, there literally isn't a medication for this. This is like not something that's like studied. Like, it's not something that's known, so there isn't a medication for it. And I remember thinking, if I develop this on my own, girl, I can definitely get rid of it on my own. I don't need a pill. So that's why I didn't take prescriptions. But also because I have health anxiety, so I was worried that I would die. But I literally told that in the other episode, so if you didn't see that one, go watch that one. Were there any specific treatments, techniques, or strategies that worked for you? No. What worked for me was actually leaving school. I feel like that helped me a lot because going to school was a problem for me. It caused problems for me. It made things worse. So leaving school, I got to like be in my own bubble and like figure out what was going on and try and figure out a way to fix it and like understand what was happening to me. But at the same time, that could not be a good strategy for people because if you distance yourself too much, it can make you be locked in your own company and locked in your own mind. when you have derealization, it feels like your mind is happening to you, not you're happening to your mind. Like, even though you are controlling your mind, but it feels like you don't know it. You don't know that you're in control of your mind. So it feels like your mind is happening to you. Like, these thoughts that you're having are happening to you, and you're not controlling them. It feels like you're out of control of your own mind, and it's scary. It's scary, and it's hell on earth. And I pray that no one ever has to experience it. But yeah, I didn't really do any anything to I didn't get treatments or anything. Like, I didn't take prescriptions. I didn't even go to therapy because guess what? Therapy is expensive, and if you want to get it for free, it takes forever. Anyway, but I did do exercises. Like, I do work out all the time now. Like, from the time I started to struggle with my derealization to now, I just threw myself into working out because I needed something to distract my mind, and a lot of people said working out helps. So I have been working out ever since. And girl, it's a part of my schedule now. It does help. It takes your mind off of things, and it does make you feel kind of connected to your body because your body's hurting when you're working out, so you feel connected. One thing is glasses. For some reason, glasses help. Like, you would think it would make you feel more out of your body, but for me, sometimes it can, but also sometimes it helps. And a lot of the time it helps for me, but sometimes it can feel like it's making things worse. It just depends on how you feel. Some people, it makes them feel more fake and unreal, but for some people it helps. I'm like in between. Like, it'll help sometimes, but it will make it worse sometimes. So I do recommend, if you're going through it, just like wear glasses and stuff. I wish I could wear glasses to school because I know it would help me, but they're not gonna let me. I might be able to wear these, but like, I'm talking about like shades, like sunglasses. Because apparently, I remember watching a video and this girl said people who experience derealization can sometimes be more sensitive to the light, and I think I am, which is weird. And she didn't explain, she just said it's like something like you're more sensitive to the light. I think it's because your body's in survival mode. I don't know. I did do journaling for a bit, but I'm the type of person, I'd rather just talk to a camera instead of writing because I cannot write as fast as my thoughts are going. Meditation, I would do sleep meditation because I couldn't sleep. Like, there was times where I couldn't sleep because I was thinking about it so much. I would do sleep meditation, which is like just like you could put meditation music on at night, or you could do like there's this guy named Jason something. He's the one I listen to. I'm pretty sure he's like the most popular, and he did help me a lot of the time. For me, there wasn't really a shift. Like, it's not, the experience is not linear. It's not just a straight line and it's like, oh, things are getting better. No, girl, I went like this. It's waves. There's no way it's gonna happen like, oh my god, one day it's gonna click and you're gonna not feel unreal anymore. Like, no. I started to slowly realize that, like, after a while, as it kept happening, like, I kept feeling like I would feel unreal, then feel fine, and then feel unreal and feel fine. And every time I'd feel unreal, I would be scared that I was gonna die. But then I realized, girl, you've experienced every single time and you've been fine. Every time is the same and you freak out the exact same way. Like, you need to realize that this is a pattern and you're fine. Like, it's your mind playing with you, and you need to just acknowledge the fact that this has happened so many times, and you freak out and then have a panic attack every single time. Like, just switch your mindset. Just acknowledge that this happened before, and just like last time, I'm gonna get through it. Like, I had to realize that I'm going to get through it. It's about the way you react to it, not what's happening. So, like, when I would have a panic attack, I would just freak out and cry and think I was going crazy, and then after that, I'd feel fine. But then I realized I don't need to freak out. I just need to acknowledge that I'm having a hard time right now, but I'm not going to die. I am fine. I am here. I am real. It may not feel like it, but I am, and I need to, like, realize that. Like, it got to a point where it happened so much that I just realized this is my brain playing games with me. This is my brain playing games with me, and I'm actually here. Like, I got to a point where I, like, didn't believe that I wasn't real anymore. I was just still kind of scared of the feeling, but I got to a point where I realized I am real. I am here. It's just my mind making me think I'm not, but I am. Like, I got confident in knowing that I am here. This is real. And it's not something you can learn. It just has to click. Now when I feel derealization, what I do is I ignore it. And maybe that's not a good thing, but like it'll happen. I'll sit there and I'm like, oh my god, that did not feel real. But then I'll freak out a little bit, but then I'll be like, you're fine. You're fine. And then it doesn't bother me. Like even on my birthday, I felt that way. Like we were sitting at dinner and for me, I don't realize I'm having derealization until it's over. I don't realize I didn't feel real that whole moment until it's over. And then when it's over, I start to worry because I'm like, oh my god, how long have I not felt real for? And then I try to replay the time and think like, did I stop feeling real here? Like when did I stop feeling real? But I've stopped doing that and now I just think I'm here now. So why am I worrying about when I didn't feel real and now like where I started to not feel real? I'm here now. Yes, my brain needed a little break. That's it. My brain needed a little break. So why am I going to try and like replay time and figure out the exact moment when I stopped feeling real when it's not going to fix anything? Like, just take the moment I have now and feel present. That's what I started to do. I started to just forget about when I stopped feeling real and just acknowledge the fact that I feel real now. There's nothing you can do. You just have to, like, stop fearing it. And you kind of just have to expose yourself to it. But once it's over, like, just pretend like it didn't happen. That's what I do. Maybe it's not the right way, but it works for me. It's not something that you can just get rid of, okay? There's a lot of people on Instagram that like have accounts and they like do coaching and stuff to get people to like fix derealization. It's a very like underground thing. Like I didn't know what it was until like I looked it up on like Instagram and found like a couple accounts and I follow those people on Instagram, but like it's going to be different for everyone. It's not going to be the same for everyone. But I feel like those coaches are probably something to actually spend your money on because they've experienced it. They've known it and they have overcome it. Me, am I recovered 100%? No. But I am 100% better than 2 years ago. Girl, 2 years ago, I couldn't even, like, do anything because I would just sit here and cry and have panic attacks. Like, now if I do have a panic attack, I'll cry. Like, if I have a panic attack, what I would do before is like go to my parents, but now I try and like regulate my emotions by myself so I don't feel like reliant on like my parents to fix my problems, and I try to fix it myself. If I can't, then I go to my parents. Like I try everything I can and then I go to my parents. But I'm at a point now where if I freak out, I'm not immediately believing the like bad negative thought that's in my mind. I'm trying to like calm myself down. It's one of those things that like you kind of just have to figure out on your own. It's not something you just like automatically like, oh my god, it clicks, now I feel real. Like no, it's up and down because I still feel unreal sometimes. I still freak out and think I'm gonna die sometimes, but not as much as I did before because I'm getting used to the feeling and I'm acknowledging the fact that it's not real. It's all something that my mind is trying to make me believe, but I don't need to believe it. Like I need to just calm down, take a few breaths, and be okay. Be present. Stop thinking about what's gonna happen or what happened. Think about what's happening. Be present. Stop worrying about the future, the past. Like, just think about now. It's something you have to fix on your own. Learn the steps yourself. You have to learn as you go. That's just how it is. There's no way you can just immediately figure it out and all of a sudden it's gone. Like, you have to take the steps to learn. But I believe that the reason I deal with this problem and I have anxiety in the first place is because God is giving me it for something later on in life, because I experienced it all when I was young, from my childhood to now, and it's for something for later down the road, and it's going to help me and it's going to make things better for me. And as much as it's hard now and as much as it was hard back then, I believe that it's worth it, because now the simple things don't scare me anymore. Like, if I'm constantly afraid of not feeling real and dying, like, nothing else can scare me. I have nothing to lose at this point. I literally felt I felt dead half the time, and I was scared to die half the time. I have nothing else to lose. I can do anything my mind is set to. I have nothing else to be scared of, because that's the scariest thing. Thinking I'm dead or worrying that I'm going to die. That's the scariest thing. So I can do anything else. Are you kidding me? I can literally do anything in this world. And I think that's what it's for. I think that's what all this is for, is to make me realize that I can do anything now. There's nothing to be scared of. I've been so scared of my derealization and health anxiety. Like, there's nothing else scarier to me. And I think God was doing that to prove that to me. Like, he gave me that to prove that there's nothing to be scared of. So yeah, I pray that if you're going through this, that you are okay and you're good, and you're going to get through it. We're all going to get through it. It's just a mindset thing. It's your mind. It's your mind trying to convince you something's wrong, but nothing is wrong. You have to challenge your own mind. As much as it's going to push the negative thoughts in front of you, you have to push the positive, even if you don't believe it. If you're struggling with this, you're going to get through it. You just have to be bigger than your mind. As much as it feels like your mind is happening to you, you are in control. So don't let your mind play games with you. You are the one in control. Don't forget. As much as you feel like you're not, you are. I hope this helps you like understand derealization and all that stuff now, because it's not like it's like a known thing. Like, it's not something that people talk about, but if you like heard of it and were wondering what it was, like, I hope I cleared it up for you. Thanks for watching. Journal entry number 3, I think this is. And the next video probably not going to be a journal entry. I'll probably do my nails in the next video, but yeah. Comment, subscribe, give me some thoughts in the comments, whatever you want to do, and love ya. Bye.